guys, welcome back here to the Mountain Dew Race Series as we're back here once again at Watkins Glen. I apologize for the gaps in between lately, but hopefully we can get back on track, get some races out. But we're here today at Watkins Glen for the running of the Cheez-It 355 at the Glen. Now, it's going to be an interesting race. It is only a couple more laps than the other day, actually a few more. I think it was 18 the other day, it's 23 today. So these guys are definitely going to have an interesting run, and there's going to be a lot of strategy also probably put into the race today. The thing is, today there is no cautions today in the Cup race. I debated about having it on and off. I decided to have them off just to see what would happen. They actually raced fairly clean whenever I tested, but that doesn't mean nothing on the actual race. I've learned that in the past. So anyway, race today right here at Watkins Glen. Very crucial and critical race. It is the first road course of the season, and these drivers are definitely going to have to try to dodge this curveball that's been thrown at them since they've been on intermediate, short, super speedway, all those kind of tracks all season long, and now a road course is now in the fold. So I don't know what to expect on race 22, but we'll see what these guys up here think. One of them that's really excited right now about the opportunity is Kurt Mortonic. In the 18, the rookie picks up the pole today for his M&M's team and Joe Gibbs Racing. Kurt's in an interesting situation right now. 7th in the points. This is his first pole as well. He is actually in a three-way tie right now for 6th between him, Sean Henley, and Danny Wells. But also, it is crucial to know that he is only 18 points ahead of 10th place Seth Cole. 11th in place John Dillon is, I believe, 22 points back. So, one bad race, they could be down there at the borderline of the top 10, and Kurt does not have a win. So this could be crucial for him to run good today, maybe even pick up that win. Could help him out a lot. But the wildcard race also has been shaped up pretty much with a lot of two-time winners all of a sudden in contention for wildcard. So these guys definitely cannot afford to follow the top 10 like Kurt. Anyway, on the outside of him is one of the new drivers that are fairly new, I should say. In the Caterpillar Chevrolet, that is Chris Washer. He'll start second. I'm actually going to do the camera up here. Starting third is Steve Gonzalez, who is in the Toyota or My Classic Garage car. He starts third. Steven also up there in the points. He's right now, actually he is running third in the points. He's 29 points back from Trent Dunham. So he also would like to have a good run. Still looking for that first win. Starting fourth today is Charles Jackson, who's just looking to try to salvage something before the chase begins. He is not in contention right now for a wild card spot, but never know what could happen in the next couple of weeks. Starting fifth is Jack Richards, another driver just awful this season, just looking for a good run. You can't buy a good run. Aaron Reed in the 38 will start sixth. Row 4 has James McLeod in the 5 car and William Duncan in the 19, the Phoenix winner, alongside with him the defending champion. And round out the top 10 is Charles Sanford in the GoPro Ford this week. Those colors that actually won with Callum Wells in that paint scheme. And Ryan Acosta, a winner from not many weeks ago. Acosta looking to get another win. He starts in 10th. Now where's points leader Trent Dunham? Looking for him. Uh-oh. Trent is starting in the back alongside with his teammate back there, Pichu London. Aaron Williams Jr. back there. He's 14th in points. He's way back here. Dylan Young's another driver needing a good run. It's not good for these guys at all. John Dillon, who's one of the guys for the wild card race, he's right there as well. And 2 rows ahead of him, Michael Norman, last week's winner at Indianapolis, also 2 times winner. And Seth Kohler ahead of him, 10th in points. There's a lot of guys back here that are really needing a good run to stay in the contention. Danny Wells. There's a lot of guys back here that are battling for a chase spot. As you saw the lovely generic faced ladies in the pace car. But anyway, enough of me talking. Let's go racing here for 23 laps. Get this command, get this race going.
Like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry the weight.
As the field gets ready to head around to get the green flag for today, we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for today's Cheez-It 355 here at the Glen. look at your starting lineup for today's race. A couple of the key points to keep an eye on today. A lot of the guys up in the championship battle looking for a chase spot are starting toward the back. Other guys as well in wildcard position are also starting in the back. And we got some guys up front like Kurt Mortonic, Steve Gonzalez, and others trying to pad themselves a spot into the chase that have great qualifying efforts today as the pace car makes their way down pit road. As we get ready to go back, or get ready to go green for the first time today, Kurt Mortonic and Chris Washer will lead the field down to the green flag, a rookie front row, and we are green here at Watkins Glen. And remember, there's no cautions in this race. We're going back to no cautions again, so we have to watch out. It's going to be kind of an on and off thing for the rest of the season. They're going to be on and off depending on the racetrack. I've decided to do that as well. That's another going to be tossed up for some races when there actually is cautions. But Mortonic hurries, skids away with the lead. Steve Gonzalez actually got by the 31 for second. Knocks Washer back to third. The battle of the alter egos. Charles Jackson, Jack Richards battling for fourth. Chris Washer's going back after Steven for second. He's trying to pass him at an awful spot. Jack Richards goes wide. He's going to lose a spot to Aaron Reed. James McLeod tried to follow through. He's still trying in that Rockwell Chevrolet. McLeod having a good run last week at Indianapolis. Got caught up in a wreck with James Qualls and Dylan Young. Had a top 5 run going, and even a chance possibly at the end. That was another dent in his attempt to try to get back in the chase and defend his championship, which is getting dimmer and dimmer as the races wind down. He's going to need a miracle right now, along with Jack Richards, a couple of former champions that might miss out this season's chase for the Mountain Race Series Championship. William Duncan back here, I hadn't talked a lot. He kind of became one of the quiet guys in the series after winning really far back race 2 at Phoenix. Only win this season. Been the bright point of his season. Charles Sanford pulled off after having a great start in that 28 car when he debuted back at Daytona, I believe. Trying to running in 9th. Ryan Acosta, Sean Henley, he had his first bad run in a while, I believe, last week. Still up there in the points. He's 6th coming into today's race in a 3-way tie. Still looking for his first one as well. He's a former winner on a road course. Won at Sonoma last season for his first of 2 wins in his career. Andreas Allen right here outside the top 10. Wow, everybody just went wide over here. James Qualls back here. There's Red Bell. Richard Johnson, somewhat in a good position for the championship. 4th in the points coming into today's race. That Kodak Dodge, his lone win at Las Vegas back at race 3. Another driver won really early in this season, like William Duncan. Think about it, rookies were dominating the early part of the season. And you see right here Richard Johnson back here outside the top 15, I believe. He's actually in 15th. 4th in the points, there's Rowan at Bayerview, former winner this season at Pocono. Zohar Mutton. There's another driver that we have to keep an eye on. Don't sleep on this guy. 13th in the points coming into today's race. He doesn't have a win, but Zohar is within striking distance of 10th place. He's 11 points behind Seth Cole coming into this race, and he's definitely ahead of that 52 right now. Running in 17th. There's another guy we have to watch today, the rookie, or not rookie, one of the wildcard contenders, a former champion, another one, Jake Rogers, with his 2 wins this season. He's up here trying to get up in the top 10 in points, actually. He's 18th in points, so he has to make sure he stays in the top 20 in points. Right now running in the top 20 as we're running along. And we're just going through the field right now. Here's the 3 of Tim Walsh, Michael Cosby, or no, it's not Michael Cosby, whoops, that is Tim Fralick. I'm thinking of Nationwide now, they ran the same scheme for the 17. Jacob Waller, 2nd in the points. We didn't really talk about him. He's going to be a sleeper right now, looks like. He's 2nd in the points, doesn't have a win, but man, he's been on a roll lately. Got himself up in that position in the points. Came in here 14 points behind Trent Dunham, and he is definitely ahead of Trent as well. We've documented Trent having a bad qualifying effort. Right now he's ahead of Cody Lamas. There's Joshua Collard, 5th in points. He's pulled off after he had such a consistent start to the season. Got his win at Martinsville. He's back here looking good right now. Actually, he's in 23rd. It's a quiet day. Joseph Lombard, 9th in the standings right there. He needs a good run. He's running mid-pack 24 and P24. Noah Hart, Justin Perry, Joshua Mudd, Daniel Day, Silver Fox, and a different looking paint scheme this week at Verizon. There's Danny Wells and Michael Norman. Danny right now, 8th in the points. He's part of that 3-way tie. He's 30th right now. Michael Norman, Seth Cole, 10th in points. Norman picking up his 2nd win last week, got him up to 12th in points. Noah Hart up there off track. These guys need to really have to do some strategy to get himself up the track and up the leaderboard. John Galligan, Michael Walton, Daniel Hummel, John Dillon back here not having a good run. Cole Dally, another RCR car. Brian James. Trent Dunham right now is in the 39th position, right ahead of Dylan Young, Peachy London, and Aaron Williams Jr., a chaser from a season ago, running dead last right now. This is not what he needs. Ooh, Dylan Young and Trent Dunham almost have problems right there. But we go back to the front finally after that really slow and dramatic run down of the field. Kurt Mortonic has led every lap so far. We're working lap 5 of 23. Fairly clean so far, and which is good to see. Like I said, his strategy could become a factor in this race. It did pit stops did determine the race in the Nationwide Series race. Seth Cole is actually leading the race under caution, and he and a couple other drivers made the bold decision to pit. And the caution did not get relinquished. It stayed under caution, and Seth Cole from the lead lost the race. Finished really far back along with a couple other drivers. Handed the win over to pole sitter Randy Carpenter to help Randy pick up his first win after he was actually dominating that race. But still, heartbreaker for Seth, actually, this being his home track, I believe, as he is a New York native. That was a hard one for him to swallow, so I don't know if anything similar like that could happen today. We don't know. But Kurt Mortonic's lead has been kind of eaten into. Steven Gonzalez is there. Wow, he actually really got out of the corner awful right there. He almost ran the back of the 18. I don't know if he got the brakes locked up or what, but he really lost all that ground. He just caught up to the 18, and now he's got a mirror full of cat, and that is Chris Washer. Probably one of his better runs since he's been the driver of this 31 car. Right now, the highest running RCR car by far. We saw a couple guys back there, Cole Dally and John Dillon back there running pretty bad. Danny Wells not that much better. And then Tim Walsh is also further back. So, I mean, this is the only RCR car running toward the front is the 31 car. So we'll see what Chris can do. Charles Jackson, this is a great run for him right now in fourth in that Mobil 1 Chevrolet. At least the driver in real life. Tony Stewart has a lot of good runs in the Watkins Glen track here. Multi-time winner here, so maybe Charles will have some of that rub off today. We have pit stops beginning. Here we're on lap 6, about to start 7. Kurt Mortonic, Aaron Reed are coming down pit road. And here comes Andreas Allen. Guys will keep an eye on this view. Tim Freilich is coming in. And of course it didn't stay. And looking back, trying to figure out who all actually pitted. Tim Freilich, Andreas Allen, Aaron Reed, and Kurt Mortonic are the only 4 cars to pit on this first round. Strategies already began for some of these drivers. We'll see what they do, just to get an idea what maybe to expect for the next round of guys coming down pit road. It looks like at least the left side tires on these cars. Let's see if they go for a 4-tire stop. It looks like they are. So it looks like a full stop here is what they're going to try to do. Right, going to go the other way, make sure nothing's going on. I'm actually surprised how clean this actually has began so far. The Nationwide race had a lot of people collide over there in the S's or at the bus stop. So again, kind of shocking, but it is what it is. As Steven Gonzalez, and we'll see if anybody stays out this lap. You have to be careful because everybody gets jammed up right here and it slows up everybody around the corner, which isn't always the world's best thing, but we'll just keep an eye on this. And look who's staying out. Trent Dunham in the 1 car just stayed out. Now he's going to get the lap lead. Ooh, I don't think he did. Trent did. I actually am surprised that he actually stayed out. The only car that stayed out still is Trent Dunham, who started in the back. The points leader just led his first lap of the day. That is a huge bonus point for the 1 team. I can't believe he actually did that. Wow. And he's the only car, like I said, only car to stay out. Don't know what they have in mind, but this could be strategy for Trent to possibly get a great run and maybe even a win. That was huge. Here's Kurt Mortonic, Aaron Reed, Andreas Allen, and Tim Freilich. But what a gutsy call right there by that 1 team to stay out right there and go an extra lap. Looks like he'd be able to make it back to under power. It looks like the fuel is not a problem right now for this 1 team, but the Walking Dead Chevrolet, I believe this is one of the first times he's actually drove this. Trent's looking for his first win of the season. It's been well documented that he's had this trend of winning only 1 race per season in my Cup Series. He's 4 wins total in 4 seasons coming into this season, so 1 for each season. He has not won here in season 5. But again, that could end up being a great car right there, and he did go longer than the other guys. But we'll see where he comes back out once the field comes rolling around. And I was looking up ahead, Steven Gonzalez actually stayed ahead of Kurt Mortonic and Aaron Reed. But that's something we have to keep an eye on too. Now he gained some ground. Will Trent do the same? Now Trent, the problem with Trent, he's done with his stop, but he's on the entrance side of pit road, so I don't think he's going to be really far up at the front of the pack. We'll see where Trent comes out. He's running about 38th, I believe. But Steven is now the new race leader in the 55, looking for his very first Mountain Race Series victory. He's lost every way possible, and I know he doesn't want to hear this, but I mean, it's just thing like it's not meant to be sometimes, but sometimes he's been the dominant car and just can't get it, or he's just the best car on the track at the time. There's always one car that stands between him and victory. This is his third full season here in the Mountain Race Series. He's been a chaser in his first 2 seasons, and it looks like he's on route to possibly his third to make it 3 for 3, but he hasn't had a win to his name. He battled for a championship in his rookie season with no wins. That's pretty hard to do, actually, but right now, he's leading the way in the 55 car, and he's not an Aaron, so if he doesn't win an Aaron, this could be bad. But Kurt Mortonic has really closed the gap right here between him and Steven. And he's right around another guy that kind of pitted right there with Kurt, and he actually gained some ground on the pit stops, Aaron Reed. Aaron hasn't won in quite some time. He's in the 38. That Rubbermaid car looks really good. He works his way up to the 3rd position. Looking up right there at the top 2 guys and has a chance to win this right now. Charles Jackson, Jack Richards, James McLeod are 4th through 6th. Andreas Allen made some ground up. He's up now into the 8th position. I think I said 4th through 6th. I don't know. He's actually 7th. He got around Charles Sanford, who's 8th. Chris Washer was one of the losers on the pit stops. He drops back to 9th after starting on the outside of the front row. And Tim Fraley, the other guy that stopped on the first round of pit stops, he's up in the 10th position. And make sure nothing has happened while I've been looking at the front of the pack. So I also wanted to see where Trent actually came out on his pit stop. Where was Trent? Trent actually gained some ground when he did that. There he is. Trent has worked his way up to the 19th position. And man, that's huge. Considering he was about 20 spots back. He was around 38th, so about a 19 position gain for Trent. Wow. Such ironic. 19 gain spots, he's in 19. I don't know if you guys care, but oh well. But that was a good call, and he got him track position. He can go longer than these other drivers. That's huge. I'm, again, surprised how clean this race actually has turned out so far. It doesn't look like we're going to have a single wreck, but it's one of those clean weeks, I guess. So look toward the back of some of the guys that need good runs today. There's one of them. Aaron Williams back here. He started dead last today. That's not really adding the characteristics of this team to start in the back, but it's a Hendrick car is not running good right now. Last time by was 38th. I think he's actually up to 37. Now, actually, no, he's 38th. But 14th in the points, does not have a really good shot right now at improving unless he makes some strategy calls like Trent did. I think a lot of teams might look into that, but former chaser in trouble right here today. Let's go up a couple more spots. There's John Dillon. Now, John, he's in a. It's not going to be the end of the world if he runs bad today, but he does have 2 wins. But Michael Norman was right behind him in points. He's ahead of him with 2 wins. Then Jake Rogers is 18th in points. I don't know if he's going to catch John Dillon. He's not even running so swell either, but those are the guys that are going to be competing each other for wildcard spots. They stay in the top 20 or get in the top 10. Those are the main 3 guys right now battling for those spots. They have Tim Fralick, who's right now 10th in racetrack and everything, on the racetrack, I should say. He gets in the top 20. There's another guy with 2 wins battling for wildcards. So these other guys with no wins or 1 win are either one of these guys get in the top 10 points or fall out of the top 20. There's Michael Norman, as we're talking about him. Right now he is running in the 30th position. 10th in points, I just saw back there. There's Seth Cole, who came here 10th in points today. He's 34th, about where he finished yesterday in the nationwide race. But Seth's had a couple of bad races, and he's really fallen down the points in a really tight battle. So every point matters. Seth's not having a good run today. Go up a little more. There's Danny Wells. Danny right now is 29th, right there with Michael Norman. Seems like that happens a lot. There's Jake Rogers, he's 26th. There's Joseph Lombard, 9th in points. He's right now running in the 23rd position. Joshua Collard, Jacob Lawler, there's Tim Walsh, Trent Dunham, Richard Johnson, Zohar Mudden, Roy Vaderview, William Duncan, Red Bell. That was about up to 14th. 13th, James Walsh, John Henley, 12th, Brian Acosta, 11th, and then there's Fralick, and we already docking in the top 10. And we got guys coming down pit road. Actually, I think Andreas Allen is the first car to pit. Oh, and Aaron Reed has snuck by Kurt Mortnick for second, but we saw the 78 back to pit road. We're actually going to see if anybody else decides to pit too. Now, it looks like the people that pitted early were the ones that were mostly affected by the pit stop strategy because they were the first ones done, but they ended up losing a lot of track position in the process. So I don't know what these guys are going to do right here. I saw Joseph Lombard also peeling off the pit road in the 24 car. So we'll have to see what these guys do. Allen is so far taking 2 tires. Lombard's doing the same. And it is a 2-tire stop, so maybe this is where the strategy is going to really start kicking in for these guys. Allen only taking 2 tires this stop after taking 4. I think everybody did that. Lombard's taking a lot of time right now on that. He's gone now, but I feel like they did some work right there on the 24. I'm not sure. But the boring 3:55 right now is still going on. This time by will be under 10 laps to go. As Aaron Reed, Kurt Mortnick are pitting this time. Here comes Charles Jackson. He's coming in. Tim Freilich, James Qualls. I'll actually do it from this angle, I guess. Why not? See any other people come down pit road. Jacob Lawler, Joshua Collard, Justin Perry. There's Joshua Mudd, Michael Norman coming down. It looks like they're spacing out and changing what laps they're pitting. These other guys are trying to stretch it. It looks like Dylan Young's pitting and Brian James. Now, what these guys that are staying out, what are they going to plan on doing? Now, what they can do, though, these other guys are going to pit a little bit earlier. They'll have to take longer stops because they have to get more fuel. These guys could be trying to stretch it out to possibly make a short stop here at the end to make it around. And you see up ahead, Joseph Lombard took so much time right there. He almost is about to go a lap down to leader Steven Gonzalez. And looking not only, and you see the difference. There's Andreas Allen. He's that far ahead. He's actually going to end up almost in front of everybody but Charles Jackson, actually, who had a really quick stop that time. Jackson's way ahead of Andreas Allen. So we go back here. I don't want to miss these guys pitting, and here they come. Steven Gonzalez. Looks like everybody's going to be coming down here. I actually want to change the camera. There's Trent Dunham. He stays out again longer. But look, everybody else is pitting. We'll see in a second on the leaderboard if Trent led another lap, but he already has led. But this is still important that he stayed up long. He's actually gaining track position in the process of doing this. Trent did lead that lap, and here's Trent, the sole driver that still has not pitted yet. He's on a different strategy than everybody else, which I'm starting to wonder if this is going to end up playing in the end of this race with this one car being able to do this. It's just, I just want to see what happens. Is basically the pit parties right now of all the guys pitting has separated into smaller groups. So it went from about 2 or 3 groups, now it's about 3 or 4. And Dunham is still staying out. Now here's the question, there's Steven. He's still going to be ahead. Jack Richards is now up to the 2nd spot. Well, he'd actually be 3rd. There's Charles Jackson. Andreas Allen continues to move up. Aaron Reed, James McLeod. Where's Kurt Mortnick? There he is. Looks like Mortnick lost him ground this time. Back here. But the rest of it is cycling around, getting situated. Oh, we got a problem. Oh, Noah Hart has got wrecked, and he's got Jake Rogers, Pete London, Aaron Williams, Michael Walton, Seth Cole, and Daniel Hummel all hung up. I don't know who actually turned him into the wall, but there went Noah Hart, the first incident of the day. These other guys are really going to cost them. Man, Noah Hart has a lot of damage to the front of that 8 car. It's not really the feeling you want to be when you're the only car that wrecked. And there's Trent Dunham. He's gaining more ground on the packets. They're getting more separated. He's not going to be leading. But that hands the lead back over to Steve Gonzalez. But Trent he gained about 19 spots in the last round. He might gain a few more spots now. He's for sure going to have a few cars to get around. Charles Jackson just got way out of the corner. Here comes Andreas Allen. And you know, funny story to think about that 78 car. That car last season won with Brody Banta in this very race. That 78 car knows how to win here. So that could be something that Andreas can really think about. This team has gone to victory lane a couple of times in the past with Brody Banta behind the wheel, and this was one of the races that Brody did that. Didn't make the chase, but did get a couple wins really close to each other. I think he won Indy and this track. So that keeps that in mind for that 78 team. That's why he's running so well maybe today. They know how to get around this road course. Go back to 5th place now is Aaron Reed. There's Kurt Mortnick, James McLeod. And then there's James Quall and Chris Washer in the top 10. Looking back here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Trent's now up to the 18th position. He gained one spot, but we'll have to keep an eye on how these laps fall, if he could actually possibly pull off a victory. That's going to be interesting to see how this happens, or if these guys are going to pit sooner than later again. But Noah Hart we see on pit road. We're going to go back and take a look, see what happened real quick before this race ends. As Steven Gonzalez, your race leader, let's see what happened to the 8 car coming off pit road. Now, they're coming off pit road right here. Here's Noah Hart. He's behind the 33. Now, who's going to hit him? Ooh, that was a weird glitch. John Dillon actually hits the wall on the 27. But does Noah Hart just... Noah Hart just wrecked himself. And Jake Rogers actually hit him. Oh, there's not much really to say about that. He just drove into the pit road wall. I don't know what that was about. That was a glitch on the game, I guess. But that's a short replay, and we're going back to racing now, I guess. But that's a tough break for Noah Hart, and Jake Rogers will have to keep an eye on him if he has to come back and fix that damage. We'll go back now as Steven Gonzalez is your race leader here at Watkins Glen. Alright, we're back, and you see Noah Hart is right now a lap down. Probably will fall out of the race, not sure. There's Jake Rogers, we were talking about him. I don't know if his damage is affecting him, but he might actually have to come to pit road early. Actually, looks like he's coming to pit road right now. Nope. I think the damage has really been applied right here to this 9 car. His teammate Daniel Hummel, I don't know if he's trying to help him or something right there. Maybe seeing if he can push him or something. I guess he's trying to figure out if that car's off the pace, which it is. And Jake Rogers is going to go straight to the back of the pack. He is currently running in the 41st position, and this could knock him out of the top 20 in the points, which he does not need. But unfortunate timing being behind that 8 car with that moment, that bonehead moment by Noah Hart, could hurt Jake Rogers. Jake Rogers, I kind of clear my throat. That could hurt his chances, though, of making the chase right there. He'll have to fight his way back, probably in the top 20, because it's that close around everybody in the points. Let's take the time to talk about Steven Gonzalez. Steven, top 10 in points, he's 3rd right now. He's had a couple of chances where he could have won a race potentially. Had a couple second place finishes in a really short span. Got right to Kentucky Speedway while battling up there in the lead pack and everything. He's had a lot of things go wrong, but right now everything's went right today for this 55 team. He's got a couple turns right now on second place. Jack Richards, who had a mirror of Charles Jackson, so good day for these two guys, both needing good runs. Charles trying to get in the top 20 in points without having to win. Actually, he is 20th. And then Jack Richards way down in the standings right now. Back there in 33rd. Both having great runs today. Aaron Reed, who missed a couple races to start the season, he's obviously out of there right now. Having a great run as well. And here comes Steven. He is pitting now. This might just knock the equation out what's going to happen. Aaron Reed stays out. Kurt Morchnik stays out. James McLeod. Here comes everybody else coming down pit road. See who else stays out. Right now, we got a lot of split decisions right now. Who's pitting and who's not. We know that one car is not pitting anytime soon. I think it's still going to fall. It might actually fall a little bit out of sequence where it might not be a problem again. Like I said, though, it's about most of the people are pitting. There's a few guys that are staying out. That hands the lead over to Aaron Reed in 38. Oh, and Andreas Allen actually has pitted already in the 78. Now, there's a problem right there with that 78 car pitting, I believe. He might have pitted too early. I don't know if he can make it the amount of laps. We'll have to wait and see. But Aaron Reed, Kurt Morchnik, James McLeod, Tim Freilich, Charles Sanford, Trent Dunham, Red Bell, Roy Vaderview, Richard Johnson, Tim Walsh, and Cody Lamas stayed out. There's Seth Cole, Daniel Hummel. These guys already pit? I think these guys already pitted. I don't know. Huh. They're right ahead of the leader now. Actually, they might be about to go a lap down. I'm not sure. I have to keep an eye on that. There's Andreas Allen. He got around Charles Jackson. He's back in the 3rd spot at the moment when these guys pit. And we got more guys splitting on pitting. Dunham, Red Bell both stay out. That's ironic. Roy Bayview stayed out. Richard Johnson stayed out. Tim Walsh stayed out. Reed, Morchnik, McLeod, Freilich, Lamas are pitting. Here's Seth. Daniel Hummel. I'm trying to figure out where these guys are at. It says they're 24th. Still trying to figure out. Oh. It says Seth's now 11th. Wait a minute. The 52 and the... What? How... The 52 and the 10 are ahead of the 55 now. What the heck? How did Seth Cole and Daniel Hummel make all that ground back up? I don't know if they pitted yet or not, but they might not have pitted. I don't know. But right now they're ahead of Steve Gonzalez. They go back up ahead. That's something I have to keep an eye on as well. Michael Walton back here is about to go a lap down to... Actually, he is a lap down. And here comes Charles Sanford in. Trent Dunham stays out. Red Bell's pitting. There's Aaron Williams. He's already pitted. He's a lap down. Roder Vaderview's pitting. Richard Johnson is not pitting. Tim Walsh is pitting. I'm kind of curious to see now what exactly is this 52 and this 10 car doing. Are they rolling the dice? I mean, Seth... Oh, no, looks like Seth's pitting now. As soon as I said that. So I say Seth has to kind of make some ground back up. Daniel Hummel is also not taking that chance. But now we got two players up at the front. Richard Johnson and Trent Dunham. It's going to be about 2.5 laps to go. I don't know if they're going to make it. Trent has nothing to lose, but he really could use a win. Johnson, on the other hand, is a little bit closer to the bottom of the top 10. He's 4th. Well, actually, he's not really closer, but... I mean, Trent has a full race on Seth at 54 points. Richard Johnson is 29 back from Trent. He has a little bit more he can lose, but there's a lot of guys that haven't good runs today, but you don't want to take the chance of running out. I don't know. Trent might try to gamble it right here. And Trent, is he pitting? Trent is not pitting. He's coming to 2 laps to go. If he ends up pulling this strategy off and wins, I don't know what to say. He's starting in the back. I don't know if he can or not. Richard Johnson is pitting, so now it's all up to the points leader, Trent Dunham. If he can pull off this strategy, I don't know what I would say, but he has to make it one more time. Even if he has to, he can just do a splash of fuel. Who is second right now? Here's Steve Gonzalez. He's going to be coming to the line. He will become the new second place car, and oh my goodness, if this happens, I don't know what I'm going to say. Trent Steven. Steven gets second to Trent. He is second. He's 29 seconds back from Trent Dunham. Trent can almost coast it now if he wanted to, but Trent's a lap and a half away from victory if he can pull this off in a miracle fuel strategy by this one team. Maybe they're really trying to solidify the deal, saying we are a championship contender. We will be battling for this championship this season and be a true contender, unlike last season. But Trent's not showing any signs of pitting at the moment. Oh my goodness, I think he's actually going for it. Trent is not pitting. Trent is coming to the white flag with a huge lead. He's going to have to be in fuel conservation mode so bad right now, as he's a lap away from his first win of the season, looking for his 5th career victory. But can he make it back one more lap, as Steve Gonzalez is right now second? Not the place he wants to be. There's always one car that seems like it wants to be that Achilles heel for Steven, and that Achilles heel could be one of his really good friends, Trent Dunham. Doesn't sound like that car is under power. It's still going. There's a lot of power under it. Uh-oh. I think Aaron Williams just really got out of the groove. I thought Trent was slamming on the brakes like he was slowing down. Let's listen. Right on board with Trent. Doesn't sound like he's having any problems. I can't believe this is going to pull this off. Looking back for Steven one more time. Steven is almost half a lap down. He hasn't even made it to the bus stop yet. And Trent Dunham is coming off the final corner. And is he pitting? No, he's not. Okay, Trent Dunham is not pitting. He just pulled off a huge fuel strategy. And Trent Dunham out of nowhere is going to stretch the fuel. And he takes the win for the first time this season. And he wins the Cheez-It 355 at the Glen. Can you believe it? Trent Dunham. What a masterful fuel strategy for this one team. He picks up the victory over his good friend Steve Gonzalez, who is going to come off the final corner. Had probably been radioed in that the one did not pit and just won the race. Oh, and the story of the second places for Steve Gonzalez and the elusive first win continues today here at Watkins Glen. I can't believe that just happened. How did Trent do that? And he still looks like he's underpowered. How did that one car save that much fuel? I don't get it. That car stayed out so long, and he's going to win by 29 seconds over Steve Gonzalez. Third place, Aaron Reed. Great run for him. We're waiting for everybody to finish. It's going to take a little bit, probably. Trent's actually going to... I think Trent just ran out of gas. Yep, Trent's out of gas. He actually made it almost another full lap. I don't know how that one car did it, but he did. Got a couple cars. It was like actually Michael Norman back here is stuck behind. Why is Michael stuck behind that 9 car? He's gonna end up 41st. That's another guy bound for a wild card spot. That's awful. I don't know what happened to him. But we're waiting. I think these guys, I guess they're coming to pit road. I guess they're done. Whatever. Like, we're done with this. Oh yeah, the 88 I think was the last car that needed to cross. I don't know, where did the 88 car go? That was weird. He wished for the last car. Now he's gone. But Trent Dunham gets that first win of the season, and we'll see if he actually can make it a multi-win season for once. He's been a one-time winner each season now through 5 seasons. Huge accomplishment today for Trent and that one team. Walking dead, more like walking alive today. Walking alive and proud today here at Watkins Glen. I believe it's his first road course win in his career in the Mountain Race Series, but great win for him. Steve Gonzalez will have to settle for second. I'll just stop there. Aaron Reed, great run for him in 3rd. Jack Richards 4th. Andreas Allen ends up 5th. Also good run for those guys. James McLeod gets a solid run in 6th. Charles Jackson slipped to 7th. Kurt Morchink, the pole sitter, ends up 8th. Still good run for him. I think a lot of guys are running out of gas or something. They're slowing down. Chris Walsh right behind him in 9th. The front row got 8th and 9th. And Charles Sanford, the other Robert Yates racing car, rounds up the top 10. Good day for the Yates guys. Tim Freilich, James Qualls, William Duncan, Sean Hindley, Richard Johnson, top 15. Excuse me, Zohar Munn, Ryan Acosta, Red Bell, Joshua Mudd, and Tim Walsh round out your top 20. We'll take a look at the rest of your field. Looking through there, some of the notable guys. Jacob Lawler, second in the points, is up 23rd. Going to lose some ground big time, though, to Trent after that. We didn't expect it. Well, it would be the other way around. Trent was going to lose a lot of ground, but Trent surprised everybody today with that fuel strategy. Joshua Collins up 25th. Danny Wells, 27th. Joseph Lombard, 30th. John Dillon ended up 32nd. That's not good for him. Seth Cole, 35th. Not what he needed as well, but we'll have to keep an eye on the points, see what happens. You go down a little bit more. Aaron Williams Jr., 39th. Jake Rogers, 40th. Michael Norman, 41st. Those 3 guys right there, that's going to hurt them a lot. Jake possibly follow the top 20. Aaron Williams be right on the same verge as well. And Michael Norman, that's going to hurt him getting any ground on John Dillon. But John didn't finish much ahead of him, so I don't know what's going to do for the race. We'll have to check that out. And Noah Hart there, and involved in the only accident today, but that's a tough break for happening to him as well. But that is it from the Watkins Glen race today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's race. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and keep up with the series. And I hope you guys enjoyed this race. Somehow, at least it made it interesting with the fuel strategies and stuff at the end. But congratulations to Trent Dunham and the whole one team on picking up the first win of the season, 5th of his career. I will see you guys next time, as the points leader stole the show today. And we'll just see what happens next time here in the Mountain Race Series and the Mopar Nationwide Series coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. The points are coming after the video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! How did you do that, Trent?